Welcome. In this tutorial, we'll look at the basics of using the education database Education Source. Start by going to the library website, library.ccny.cuny.edu. From here, choose Databases. This will show you all of the databases available to the City College community. If you want to chat with a librarian, you can. Pull down the subject menu and choose Education. This will show you the databases that are recommended for research in education. Education Source is first on the list. Click through, and you may need to log in using your City College email. So you can see here that it says we're searching Education Source, which is good. So there's two main ways to search this database. One is to take your list of search terms, which hopefully you've created, and just enter them in here. You can add as many of these boxes as you need, and you can see these drop-down menus offer you and, or, and also not if you'd like to exclude a word. So this is where thinking about constructing your searches can be in sort of individual topics instead of as full sentence questions. You can see why, because this is how it's best to, quote, ask the database the question. So you can always start with a single word or phrase. Special education. All right, so I have entered only special education, and you can see that I have a lot of results. So the way to really narrow down your results is to add more search terms to get more specific about what you're looking for. Again, the database doesn't know what you're looking for, so you have to tell it. So I might add art and search again. All right, so just by adding one more specific term, I went from 80,000 to 3,000. I mean, that's still a lot, but you can see how by being more specific with your search terms, the more focused your results are going to be. So I might add elementary education. Okay, so my third search term brings it down even more. And you can see that I didn't use quotation marks initially, but I might go back and add these in and kind of see if that changes. So it does narrow it down. Whether that's good or bad is sort of up to you. Part of doing research is like throwing some search terms into the database and taking a look at the results and seeing, are these helpful? Are they what I was hoping to find? And if not, why not? And then changing up your search terms. And again, you can add as many as you need. A couple other things to know about this database and most databases is that you want to take a look for something that says refine or filter your results. So you can add a bunch of database filters. So right now there are articles in my results list from 1937 to 2019. So this is not going to be very helpful to me. So maybe I want to update that and just focus on the last 10 years or 5 years. That makes my search really narrow. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not. As you add filters, they show up here and you can always clear them if you don't want them. So if you're looking for peer-reviewed journals, which you most likely are, you want to check this box. And then the other thing that I think is really helpful is under subject. And if I click show more, this is going to show me a list of database terms that are associated with the articles in my results list. So I find this really helpful to narrow my search as I go. So, okay, I want to limit to United States and teaching methods. And so you can see over here is that I have these search terms that I entered, plus the scholarly peer-reviewed limiter, plus the 2 subjects that I added, right? And now I can go through and look at this results list and see, are any of these going to be useful for me? Are they not? You know, that part is really up to you. So a couple things to note. I talked about cited references and times cited. So not every article has both. You can see that this one only has a times cited, but this has both. So cited references is going to show you the references this article has cited, so older research. And times cited is going to show you newer research, articles that have cited this one. So on a continuum in either direction, you can take a look at these 2 lists and see if anything there might be helpful for you. And then once you find an article that the title looks good, if you click on the title, you will get an abstract, so a description of the article. So if the title looks good, the abstract looks good, you decide you want to read it. In this database, the full text is always over here. All right, so now I've got a PDF of the full text. Great. And there's a lot of tools. You can print, you can email it to yourself. This is what you can save it to your Google Drive, depending on how you like to save your articles. I definitely recommend that you either save it to your drive or email it to yourself, or use the citation button, which will then generate citations in a variety of different styles. This can be really helpful. You can copy and paste them into your into a document. So what you absolutely 100% do not want to do is just click in the URL bar and copy and paste that into a document, because of the way that you have to log into databases. These links are going to expire in between 24 and 48 hours. So you always want to use one of the database tools to help you save your research, whether it's Google Drive or emailing it to yourself, or if you just want a link, there's this little link button. And this generates a stable URL that you can copy and paste wherever you need that won't expire. So that's really the basics of using this database. A lot of it is just trial and error in terms of changing up your search terms, seeing which kind of combinations of things really works for you. The other way you can search this database is through what's called the thesaurus. So the database has a list of internal controlled vocabulary that you can search. So we can search for special education in the thesaurus. So not in the database of articles, but in the controlled vocabulary. And if I click on special education, I get a little bit of an idea of what types of articles are associated with the term special education. I get some broader or more general terms, narrower or more specific terms, and then related terms. So this can be really helpful because the database's language is sometimes different from our natural language. So you can check in the thesaurus and then see if how the database categorizes a topic is the same as your natural language or different. And then, you know, you could keep following these. Here we have early childhood. It shows you some more specific things. So from here, you can actually use that. You can use this just to look through the thesaurus, or you can use it to build a search. So I could choose this, and I'm going to add it to and then add. And you can see that it puts it up here in the search bar. So this search bar is for searching the thesaurus, and this one is for searching the articles. So I'm just going to click search from here. And you can combine the thesaurus search with your own natural language. So I could add in art, same as I did before. There's not really any wrong way to do this. It's just sort of your preference. But sometimes there's a real disconnect between the database language and our natural language. So looking through the thesaurus, because of course each database's thesaurus is a little bit different, can be really helpful. So that's the basics of using Education Source. You can find this database and others recommended for education at our education research guide, which is library.ccny.cuny.edu/education. You can also access Ask a Librarian there if you have any questions. Thanks.